Greetings, family. Welcome to Live with Chatufa. Following the unfortunate incident that happened in America during these campaigns of the presidential election in the United States, U.S. senior Democratic senators have surrendered to a Trump second presidency after the assassination attempt. What we have seen happening in America has been very unfortunate. Is America and some of these Western countries have remained countries that have been fighting for democracy and have been looked forward to as the beacons of true democracy. So the attempt on the life of President Trump is really very, very sad and unfortunate. And as for the Democrats, it really hits hard on them, as we see quite a number of senior Democratic senators beginning to surrender to a Trump presidency. I'm sure there is something that they know, there's something that they understand has happened to President Trump that has compelled these Democratic senators to want to surrender to the president of Trump. So a report says senior House Democrats tell Axios they've resigned themselves to a second Trump presidency after the assassination attempt. The report also claimed that all talk about replacing Biden has stopped for the time being. We are all focused on expressing condolences and keeping our teams safe, a House Democrat critical of Biden reportedly said. A second House Democrat said they are accepting the potential that Trump will be the next president. We have all resigned ourselves to a second Trump presidency, they have said. So this is a very, very unfortunate thing that has happened, where right now they've stopped talking about replacing Joe Biden. Remember, this was the issue that was at the end, where they were talking about a replacement of Joe Biden following the many failures that he's portraying in terms of his ability to administer the nation, and also the embarrassing scenarios that we have seen in the presidential campaign debates. So this is what they are now saying. If indeed they push this and it goes through, it's going to be really unfortunate for Joe Biden. This follows the incident of Donald Trump having been attempted to be assassinated, and he missed, the assassination attempt by a wink. And this really has not been very well for American democracy. And this is the scenario that has happened during that campaign period, where bullets were fired at Donald Trump during a campaign period. So this was the event, and this is how it happened. And meanwhile, many of Trump's supporters have been seen going through and marching by the Trump Towers, demonstrating their allegiance and support to Donald Trump. And it seems like the assassination attempt is actually peddled Donald Trump even higher, as we have seen many billionaires coming out now to declare their allegiance to Donald Trump, including people like Elon Musk, throwing behind his weight behind Donald Trump, and many, many other top business people and also billionaires who are now in total support. So I should think that whoever had planned this, if it had been the deep state, then it's going to be working negatively for them, now that it seems like the support for Donald Trump has started to even swell up after this assassination attempt. So more and more of the supporters of Donald Trump marching through the Trump Towers, and it seems like the support for him is really so overwhelming. So there we have it. This is about it, and it's very, very unfortunate actually when we follow up what really has happened with Donald Trump, you realize that there was quite some negligence that was a bit deliberate, especially from the security that was surrounding him, especially with the issues that are coming out to say most members of that security team that was protecting Donald Trump actually were very, very new people, very, novices in terms of the protection of especially very important people like a presidential candidate or a former president for that matter. So we have seen the Democrats, playing dead, actually quite some ZANU-PF style of doing things, where they started persecuting Donald Trump, trying to use the lawfare. And this has been a very sad thing for Joe Biden and the Democrats. They've started to bring in debt. Remember the elections that passed where Joe Biden came in, they were marred with quite a lot of irregularities, something that has not been heard in America, where an election has been rigged. And this has been very, very sad. And they tried by all means to use their propaganda machinery and media like the CNN, trying to put the blame on Donald Trump instead. And I've seen quite many people believing that Donald Trump was actually on the wrong, and yet the man was not. But now people are beginning to have their eyes open as to who exactly is the enemy of the American people right now. It seems the Democrats and the deep state are actually working towards destruction of the democracy of America, and they want to bring in, another set of standards that is not going to be working well for, especially for the free world. The free world needs to continue in a democratic space, and everything happening as they continue to champion democracy throughout for the whole world. I don't know how Americans, if they start to behave this way, would ever be found to talk about democracy ever again, or to champion democracy in the whole world, or even to, rebuke other countries or other governments like the government of ZANU-PF with Emerson Mnangagwa. Now look at what they are doing. People like George Charamba also coming out to mock Americans after this. We're going to be talking about that in yet another show. And this is a sad development, what we are seeing happening. So it's very sad, but let's continue to watch what is happening. But Donald Trump is up and running again, already has been seen again flying to more of his campaign programs. And it seems like the man is very, very determined to win America back and to make America great, as he says in his statements. So this is what it is. Americans seemingly coming up so forcefully in support of Donald Trump after especially this assassination attempt. So this is what is happening. We will continue to be giving you more and more interesting issues that are happening in the American politics. So thank you so much for joining me on this platform, on this show. We will be giving you updates as we go on. Remember to subscribe to the channel, to like, and to share.